I'm Delaney. I have generalized anxiety and then OCD that kind of works with my general anxiety, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So I've had my diagnosis since I was 8. So my routine and what my daily life is very different from someone who's not known what they've had their whole life. But I know how to work around my OCD, and I can logically think my way out of things, an obsessive thought. A lot of the time, if I'm having really anxious moments, the OCD is almost like an aftershock. So it'll happen a few days after a very anxious situation or very tense situation. So I kind of hide it. I guess I only talk to specific people about it. Thinking you have a disease that you know you really don't have, and continuously asking a person if they think you have something. That's weird. With someone from me and OCD, it's not logical at all. It's all based in I saw something and it made me think something and it caused a reaction, and so my body holds on to that thought. And every time I don't handle my anxiety or I don't handle my stress properly, it comes out. I really do say that my OCD is very smart. It's as smart as me because it knows what scares me. And I almost see it as another entity, I guess. But it knows what freaks me out. And so when things are good, they're good, but I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then when I'm anxious or something happens, the OCD thoughts are just as smart as I am, so they come out with things that are much more intense and much more realistic. It used to be that I was a bad person. I asked my mom all the time, am I a bad person? Am I a bad person? Am I a bad person? And this is a 6-year-old asking if they're a bad person. It's pretty confusing and alarming. And I think that obsessiveness and that repetitiveness, my mom automatically understood what was going on. And from there was healing. There was behavioral therapy that I'm still in. A lot of people have a misconception that OCD is the cleaning thing, and I have a very messy room. That has nothing to do with my OCD. For me, it's the obsessive thought control. So if my body knows that something is going to make me upset, I will think about that thing repetitively. Anxiety and OCD, it evolves. As you grow up, it evolves and it changes to something and every time it's not something that just goes away. It's not something that you can fix and then never have to work on again. It is something that you have to work on all the time, every day, because if you don't, any person with anxiety knows the consequences of not dealing with how anxious you are. You have panic attacks that feel your heart's about to burst out of your chest, or you feel like your brain is going to explode with how many thoughts are going through it. There's a lot of stigma out there against it, and it's frustrating, but at the same time, anxiety is so different person to person that I just don't think you can say one size fit all, because everyone's life impacts their anxiety. So from the beginning, for at least a year, it was pretty alarming, not for me, because I don't remember how I felt. I think I just felt exactly how I feel now when I am anxious or have OCD. But looking at the people around me and seeing how much I would scare them, or at least my mom, it has always stuck with me that you don't burden someone else with what's going on with you. Getting angry with them, and I know it sounds oh, I would never, but you do. When you're the person who is closest to someone with anxiety or any form of, anxious mental health stuff, you get frustrated. And I understand as someone who's been that other person for someone else, but they're doing their best. And if they're not doing their best, then support them doing something for their mental health.